השלום, מלאכי עליון. מי מלך מלאכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ברכוני לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון. מי מלך מלאכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. צאתכם לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי עליון. מי מלך מלאכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא.
There isn't a particular prayer that we say before you have your ski race tomorrow. But, as Sa'inai, I think, talks about, we lift our eyes to the mountains. From where does our help come? That's what you're going to be asking when you're at the top of the mountain tomorrow. So we'll join together, page 12, and good luck tomorrow.
Well, then why don't you guys come do it tonight, too?
Just ranked number 60 in the entire United States?
No, better than that.
What was it? Well, tell me.
Like 30?
30 out of the United States? Yeah. That sounds even better. Congratulations. Well, as we turn to page 16, as we welcome the Sabbath bride, we join together with the cantor.
Now. Lecha lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala P'nei Shabbat nikabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad. Hishmi'anu el ha'meyuchad. Adonai echad u'shemo echad. L'shem tiferet v'litchila la 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 la. Lecha dodi likrat kala. P'nei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala P'nei Shabbat nikabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nilcha Ki yehi mekor ha'beracha Mirosh mikerem nesucha Sof ma'aseh b'machsheva tchila la 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 la. Lecha dodi likrat kala P'nei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala P'nei Shabbat nikabela. Mikdash melech ir melucha Kumitzi mitoch ha'afecha Rav l'shevet be'emek habacha Vehu yachmol alaychem la 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 la. Lecha dodi likrat kala P'nei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala Pene Pene Shabbat
The
Nikavela.
bottom of page 18, we rise, face the rear of the sanctuary as we greet the Sabbath bride.
Bo Shalom Ateret Bala. Gam Besimcha Uvetzola. Toch Emunei Am Segula. Bo Ichala, Bo Ichala. La 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 Chadoti Likrat Kala B'nei B'nei Shabbat Nikavela Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala B'nei B'nei Shabbat Nikavela La 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 Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala B'nei B'nei Shabbat Nikavela Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Pene Pene Shabbat Nikavela.
You may be seated. You almost became our Sabbath bride, which is perfect. Let's turn to our prayer books, page 21. At the top of the page, Psalm 92, also known as the Song for the Sabbath Day, was first recited in the temple in Jerusalem. Let's continue English, the top of page 21. It's good to give thanks to you, O Lord, to praise your name through song, to speak in the morning of your loving kindness and your faithfulness each night. To the music of the lute and the harp, melody of the lyre, I'll sing with my delight. Continue in the bottom of page 20.
Sadikatamar Yifrach Ke'eres Bavanon Shetulim Beveit Adonai Bechatzrot Eloheinu Yafrichu Od Yenuvun Beseva Deshenim Vera'ananim Yehiu Lehagid Ki Yashar Adonai Tzuri V'Elav Latavon.
When we look at our calendar and we decide that it's not full enough, we always have to add something else. And we just found out yesterday we're going to be at your great-grandfather's synagogue in Leadville. And it's very exciting because the history there of the Jews, and we learn more about it from Bill Korn. And that'll be on August 10th, where we're going to actually spend a Shabbat up there. So we look forward to can only hold 50 people. That's a little shul. But for the first 50 that get to come and join us on that, it's going to be wonderful. Therefore, Dave, page 23, we're going to have you read Just for Today and lead us.
Just for today, I will live one day only, forgetting yesterday and tomorrow, and not trying to solve the whole problem of life at once.
Just for today, I'll be unafraid of life and death, unafraid to enjoy the beautiful and be happy. People are as happy as they make up their minds to be.
Just for today, I will adjust myself to what is, and not try to adjust everything to suit me. If I cannot have what I like, I will try to like what I have.
Just for today, I'll be agreeable, cheerful, charitable, do my best to praise people for what they can do, not criticize them for what they cannot do, and if I find fault, I'll forgive it and forget it. I will try not to improve nor regulate anybody except myself.
Just for today, I will have a plan. I may not follow it exactly, but I will have one. It will save me from worry, hurry, and indecision.
Just for today, I'll get people off my nerves and not get on theirs. I'll appreciate them for what they do and what they are.
Just for today, I will not show it if my feelings are hurt.
Just for today, I'll find a little time for quiet, to relax, realize what life is and can be. Time to think about God and get a better perspective of myself.
Just for today, I will look at life with fresh eyes and discover the wonder of it. I will know that as I give to the world, so the world will give to me.
Thank you. Thank you. Page 24, as we rise for our call to worship and join together with the cantor, the Baruch Hu.
Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach. HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. HaMevorach, HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
May be seated. Taken from the words of Moses and Joshua almost 3,000 years ago, the prayer of Ahavat Olam on page 28 is relevant even more so today, that it says, when there's darkness, we pray that God provides protection until the sun rises in the morning. Page 28 at the top of the page.
Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha Avta, Amcha Avta. Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu lemadeta, Otanu lemadeta. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shokbenu, U'kumenu nasiach b'chukecha, B'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, U'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed. Ki ehem chayenu, ve'orech yameinu, Uvahem negei yomam v'layla, negei yomam v'layla. Ve'ahavatcha al tasir, mimenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev amo Yisrael, Ohev amo Yisrael.
You're like a sundial where you have to keep moving over and over and over. It's down.
It's down.
Pretty soon we'll just put you on the other side and we'll know that it's morning, but it's okay. We'll turn to page 30 in our prayer books. We'll join together with the cantor. Are we inviting anyone up?
You guys, you want to do Shema B'Yahavta?
Yeah.
Great. All right,
Please.
Mark and Ella will come do Shema
And
B'Yahavta.
I can get it right. Number 30 in the world. We'll join together with Shema.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod, Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha, uvechol meodecha, ve'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh, asher anochi mitzavecha, hayom alevavecha, v'shinantam levanecha, v'dibarta bam, v'shivtecha bevetecha, uvlechtecha baderech, uvshaplecha uvkumecha, ukshartam leot al yadecha, v'hayu letotafot beinenecha, uktavtam al mezuzot beitecha, uvisharecha. Leman tizkeru, v'asitem et kol mitzvotai, v'tem kedoshim Elohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzetzi etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, lehiot lahem leElohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Thank you. Well, there is so much that we are grateful for living here, visiting here. Gratitude at the top of page 32. It says it all for us. The top of the page will continue responsively. As the sun sets slowly behind the mountains of Vail, we gather together appreciative of the many gifts we enjoy. This Shabbat, amidst the peacefulness of these surroundings, let us no longer focus on that which we desire, but rather upon what we already savor, the quietness of the creek and the soft mountain air. We thank you each day for health of body, mind, and spirit. Let our daily actions reflect our gratefulness for our lives every moment with every breath. We recite our prayers surrounded by family and friends. Let us joyfully lift our voices in song, grateful to God who has given us the blessings of Shabbat. Middle of page 32 as we continue, Michamocha.
Yai lai lai la lai la 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 lai. Yai lai lai la lai la 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 lai. Yai lai la lai lai yai lai ya la lai. Yai la lai lai ya la 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 lai. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot oseh feleh, nora tehilot oseh feleh. Malchutecha ra'u v'anecha, bokeya lifnei Moshe, ze'elianu ve'amru, ze'elianu ve'amru, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. Yai lai lai la lai la 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 lai. Yai lai lai la lai la 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 lai. Yai lai la lai lai yai lai ya la lai. Yai la lai lai ya la la lai lai.
Shomer Yisrael, guardian of Israel, we call out to you with prayer to protect the men, women, and children brutally kidnapped by Hamas 181 days ago and held captive in Gaza, along with the members of the Israel Defense Forces missing in action or held captive. May it be your will speedily and soon to bring them out of darkness and the shadow of death. Give continued strength to the IDF to do all that must be done to deliver them from danger and back to the loving embrace of our dear ones. May the verses from Isaiah be true. Those delivered by God will be returned. They will enter Zion with everlasting joy. The prayer of Hashkivenu, page 34.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom Mehamidenu malkeinu lechayim. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom Mehamidenu malkeinu Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, Ve'amidenu malkeinu lechaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, Ve'amidenu malkeinu lechaim.
As we read in the book of Exodus, for in 6 days the Lord created the heavens and the earth. The seventh day he ceased from his work and rested. Page 36, we join together. V'shamru.
Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Beni uvein b'nei Yisrael, oti leolam, oti leolam. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam berit olam.
There are those in our community who are in need of healing of body, mind, or spirit. If you have a person in your life in need of healing, please feel free in just a moment to share their name aloud as we move about the sanctuary. As we continue the top of page 38, Mishaberach.
Mishaberach Avotenu Mekor habracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen.
We offer blessings for full healing to Gail Balin, Sue Beiser, Dennis Deutsch, Carol Ann Finn, Jane Friedman, Deborah Goldman, Mark Rablowski, Laura Howard, Lori Hellman, Mike Herman, Jody Israel, Ra'ea Ivri, Donald Jaffe, Harriet Jaffe, and Mary Sue Katz, Cheryl Kessler, Herman Keek, Ronan Kujawa, Renee Myers, Stephen Reese, Roberta Scheller, Sam Schwartz, Johnny Siegel, Bill Silvers, B. Sklarowitz, Dina Stempler, Maury Strauss, Marcy Tracy, Goldie Wetcher, and Mickey Winokur.
Jennifer Ross, Bailey Silverman, Alan Langgold.
Thank you.
Mishaberach Imotenu Mekor habracha leavoteinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Turn to page 40 and rise. We'll join together in the Reader's Kaddish.
Yitkada ve'itkada shemei rabba.
Amen.
Be'amad yivra kirte ve'amlich malchute.
B'chayechon of yomechon uvchayedecha beit Yisrael bagala bagala uvizman kariv.
Ve'imeru.
Amen. Yesh me'rabba mevarach le'alam ulameho maya yitbarach.
Yitzbarach ve'ishtabach. V'parvit roma v'itnaser. V'itadar v'itale v'talal. Shemei dekutsha.
Brichu.
Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata.
Tishbechata v'nechemata damiran bialma.
V'yimeru.
Amen. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. The top of page 42 as we join together, then silently through page 57.
Adonai sfatai tiftach ufi agid tehilatecha. Adonai sfatai tiftach ufi agid tehilatecha. Oh, eternal God, open my lips, that my mouth may declare your glory. Oh, eternal God, open my lips, that my mouth may declare your glory. Adonai sfatai tiftach ufi agid tehilatecha. Adonai sfatai tiftach ufi agid tehilatecha.
You may be seated when you've completed the Amida. As we continue with our prayer for peace at the bottom of page 54, Sim Shalom.
Sim Shalom Tova Uvracha. Sim Shalom Tova Uvracha. Sim Shalom Tova Uvracha. Sim Shalom Tova Uvracha. Chen v'chesed, chen v'chesed v'rachamim. Chen v'chesed, chen v'chesed v'rachamim. Aleinu. Sim Shalom Tova Uvracha. Sim Shalom Tova Uvracha.
Thank you. I'll often say that it's more important to study the Bible and not just read the Bible. Because when you read it, you'll find that it's sometimes hard to deal with some of the more difficult moral lessons and issues that are raised in stories in the Torah. Nikom nikmat b'nei Yisrael me'et hamidanim, that you should avenge the Israelite people on the Midianites. And Moses tells the people that they should nikom, take vengeance upon the Midianites who led what was considered horrible acts with the Israelites. So Israel goes to war, and they fought against Midian, and as the Lord commanded Moses and the Israelites, well, they killed every male. And then what is never taught in Hebrew school is Moses condemns the Israelites for not killing the women who participated in these horrible acts. And we read that when the military campaign finally ended, they slew the 5 kings of Midian. They took captive the women of Midian and their little ones, all their cattle, all their flocks, and all their goods. And then all their cities where they dwelt, they burnt them with fire to the ground. Well, the stories of Noah, Abraham, Joseph, those stories are PG compared to anything that we just read in this portion. Later in the Torah, we read, Lo tikom v'lo titor, et b'nei amecha v'yahavta l'reyecha kamocha, that you shall not take vengeance nor bear any grudge against people, the children of Israel, but you shall love your neighbor as yourself. Now also in the Torah it says later in Deuteronomy that vengeance is mine, says God. It's in God's hands, not in human hands. So my Bible professor, this was many years ago, he would turn to the class and he'd ask, how do you possibly begin to understand this call by Moses to seek vengeance? And it was a struggle as we discussed every verse of the Torah. So you have to then wonder, well, how was it that we studied Torah at the seminary different than you just reading the Torah? We studied the words in all Semitic languages, Ugarit, hieroglyphs, whatever it was. We referred to archaeological finds to try to bring more of a reality as to what the Torah was saying. We looked at the sociological implications of all times, and then we even looked at the work of mathematics. Well, in 1944, a mathematical formulation was called the game theory, and it was developed by John von Neumann and Oscar Morgenstern. Well, the game theory it's the study of the mathematical models of strategic interactions among rational agents. I had no idea what they were saying. And our classes were taught in Hebrew, which made it even worse. But it was the study of mathematical models of strategic interactions among rational agents. What they meant was, the game is called the ultimate game. And how does it then help us, when they were teaching this to us, how does it help us understand the Bible? Well, the game is that there's two players, and they're in separate rooms, and they don't know each other. One player is given $10, and he's told to give the other player part of it. They give away $5, you can keep $5, dividing the money equally. Or they can give away $2, keep $8, perhaps unfair to the second player. The second player can accept, and then both players keep the money. Or, if the second player rejects his money, both players lose the money and nobody receives anything. Now, you'd think that even the second player, if you're going to receive $2, well, you'd keep the money because $2 is better than nothing. But when it was done with real college students, that isn't how they behaved. Most college students who received the $2 said, keep it, and they rejected the offer, knowing that the distributor of the money would get nothing. Well, if we feel we've been treated unfairly, we want to get even. Getting even is more valuable than money to many people, or as they say, revenge is sweet. So what we learned from this game theory, and then how our professor tries to tie this in to our study of Bible, is that people have a natural tendency to seek vengeance whenever they believe that they've been treated unfairly, that getting even is, you might think, part of human nature. And that's what game theory shows. So perhaps that explains Moses' action against the Midianites. Moses wanted revenge against those who had wronged the Israelites. And yet this desire for revenge, when you begin to study it, it just makes you uncomfortable. So the point made explicitly by our rabbis in rabbinical school, they said, one said that Moses' calls for revenge was deliberately meant to make us uncomfortable. We don't want our God to avenge, and that's not part of Judaism. It's not part of our tradition. So perhaps that's exactly the reason that that this story is placed and found within the Torah, not in order for us to accept it, not in order for us to follow it, but in order for us to stop and say, that's not really part of who I am. We must instead, I think, read these verses with a sense that we can and we must overcome human desire to get even and to take revenge. Now, what if we were to go back 80 years to the liberation of the concentration camps? Elie Wiesel wrote that the Russians ran from the concentration camps when liberated, and the first thing they did was slaughter any German they could find. The Jews, when they walked outside the fence of the camp, they prayed. Can you imagine what the IDF felt when they first entered Gaza after October 7th? The anger at Hamas, who had massacred their families, were they prepared to do whatever was necessary to take revenge? Our verses in the Torah ask us, who is being hurt by your anger and your desire by revenge? Are you hurting the other person, or are you in the end really only hurting yourself? Well, the story of Moses and revenge against the Midianites, it was a warning. It was really a lesson to move beyond that desire just to get even. And as Jews, since the time of Moses, all the way to what we're looking at in history today, we have lived and we have taught that vengeance is not a part of who we are. So you have to study the Bible, examine it from all angles, and don't shy away from those tough questions, and don't just read it. Well, it's fairly amazing that before COVID, we weren't streaming, and Patrick, we're appreciative of all the different things you do up there, because we have about 100 people that get to watch. This is your first time live, right? We should be doing Shechianu. We'll do that in a second. And I think to see so many people that are watching because they can't be here in the winter for whatever reason, but do come hopefully in the summer. We know all the way from the East Coast to the West Coast, Virginia Beach has a big crowd out there, and also on Seacrest in California, we have all of them watching. Dina says she watches every Friday, and it's just wonderful to see so many of you, but to see your face again. I mean, we talk about that. It's nice to have you with us, joining with us. We have, as you see from this calendar, all the amazing things that are coming up very, very soon. And not only those that you have to sign up for right away, but the wounded Israeli soldiers that will be coming here in the summer. It's an incredible program where they join us first at the mountaintop just to see who we are. Then a week later, after they go through some very deep therapy and helping each other, we have a Shabbat service that the cantor and I do together at a ranch. But there's one program I wanted to mention because I saw it was publicized for the first time today. And that's with Rabbi Abraham Cooper. He was one of the co-founders together with Rabbi Heyer at the Simon Wiesenthal Center in Los Angeles. And he's going to, I've been for 2 years trying to get him to come out here, and he is. And he'll be coming out on July 15th, and it was just advertised through Vail Symposium. So for those watching and those of you who are here, sign up now. Get your tickets before it completely fills up. His speech and what he has to say on hate and on anti-Semitism is incredible. One of the leaders in the world for all of that. And as I mentioned before, we just found out yesterday we're going to your great-grandfather's shul in Leadville. So it's tiny, but it's amazing. And the kind of service.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. We did a service there once a couple of years ago when they were remodeling this was like the beginning of our exploration of what we could do on Saturday mornings,
right.
Other than the Creekside one that wasn't available to us. And we went and did a service at Leadville, and it's really beautiful. If you've never been there before, I highly recommend checking it out, as well as the Leadville Cemetery cleanup. They're linked together very closely. The museum that is what the synagogue currently is also maintains the Jewish cemetery in Leadville, and we go there to help clean it up every year. So that'll be happening at the end of June.
And not only the Bluegrass Shabbat, which started last year, the cantors got her group together. We said, let's do a Sephardic music Shabbat. It's not all in Ladino, but it'll be.
It will not be in Ladino.
Who's
Yoni
flying in?
Batat is coming in, who is a Mizrahi artist, and he just released an album, and he will be coming in, I believe, with his drummer. We're working out all the details.
That's wonderful.
But he does some incredible music. If you want to hear something different than our normal Ashkenazi stuff that we do all the time, it'll be lovely for a
And
change.
amazing Moroccan food after the service. So you want to join us for that. And then our mountaintop services, our Creekside service, and your friends on the mountain.
Yep, we'll have the album release concert for the album that Colleen and I just wrote, and we'll be bringing in a lot of really amazing contemporary Jewish musicians to join us for that. So don't miss that. It's always so fun to do a service on top of the mountain, and it'll be really exciting to try something new this year.
And we're doing it with a new prayer book that I'm still working on, not done yet, but it's the second edition of our Saturday prayer book where we're readjusted some of the prayers, added some new prayers, and a lot of really wonderful pictures. It'll just be incredible, and it's creeping up on us very soon. So, and thank you all for joining us tonight and for leading us, and good luck with your race tomorrow. I know you'll do well. If you go to shul at night, you got to do well the next day.
Exactly.
And that's up in Loveland, down in Loveland, so good luck with that. We're going to return to our prayer books now on page 60 as we rise and join together. Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, latet gedula leotzer bereshit, shelo asanu k'yaratzot, velo samanu k'mishpechot ha'adama, shelo sam chalkeinu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, va'anachnu korim, umishtachavim umodim, Lifnei Melech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, V'ne'emar, V'haya Adonai, Lemelech al kol ha'aretz, Bayom hahu, Yeh Adonai echad, Ushemo, Shemo Echad.
At this moment, in memory of our loved ones who are no longer with us, we join hands in love and remembrance, for a link has been broken, the chain that bound us together. Yet strong bonds of home and love hold us one to another. In solemn testimony to that unbroken faith which links the generations one to another, we call to mind those whose yahrzeit we observe this month. Pat Abrams, Ruth Baker, Peter Barrett, Grace Blossom Silver, John Burnett, Edward Cohen, Lisa Cohen, Milton Cohen, Elaine Dworkin, Leif Fermansky, Melvin Gart, Louis Gerstein, Gene Ginsberg, Clifford Goldman, Nathan William Goldstein, Matilda Heffer, Isaac William Himmelfarb, Sidney Isaac, Mark Jacobson, Ruth Kimmel, Clara Krell, Adele Langsam, Burton Leventhal, Ted Levy, Suzanne Levy Leonard, Helen Leaf, Carol Lipkin, Doug Lockhart, Bess Lubin, Bonnie Marcus, Jean Martin, Alicia, Merritt, Goldie Moskowitz, David Mossman, Larry Nickerman, Betty Numeroff, Marshall Palikow, Pearl Rosen, Bernice Rosenbach, Harvey Rowitz, Thelma Rubenstein, Herbert Rubenstein, Samuel Schimmel, Sadie Slakowitz, Francis Solomon, Shailene Sussland, Bernice Waldman, Merritt Buck Weaver, Jack Whitman, Ruth Weissman, James Wolfe, Lucy Hamill, Yashik and Jochen Yashik, and Wharton Zerden, Leon Sloan Herschel, Leib Ben Shana. If anyone else is observing yahrzeit this month. The mourner's Kaddish can be found in our prayer books. On page 64, and those who wish may join with us as we say, Yitzgadal v'yitzkadash shemei rabbah, v'yalma divrach chibrutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayeh d'chol Beit Yisrael, bagalav v'zman kariv v'imramein, Yehei shmei rabbah mifarach le'olam omeo maya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. Yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shemei dekudisha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechemata, damiran bi'alma v'imramein. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imramein. Oseh shalom b'imramav, Uyaseh shalom aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imramein. May be seated. There's no holiday. There's women's basketball. What are you going to sing Adon Olam
I
to?
don't have a women's basketball. I don't know them.
Okay.
But does anyone else have a melody that they'd like to try for Adon Olam tonight?
Very quiet. Okay, your choice.
My choice? I wasn't thinking about it. I was hoping they were going to think about it. Let's see. It's spring. We could do a spring. What's a good spring song? Inch by inch?
I guess so.
Yeah.
We're
All right.
watching their
Things are
gar-
starting
Some
to grow.
people are planting in their gardens.
Okay. All right. Let's
Page
do it.
66.
I don't know
Lam
lama
asher
sher
malach,
malach, b'terem kol
yitzir
yitzir
nivra,
nivra, le'ein nasa b'chesed kol azay melech shemo nikra, be'acharei kichlot hakol, levado yimloch nora, v'hu haya v'hu hoveh v'hu yeh b'tifara, v'hu echad ve'ein sheni, l'ham shilo le'achbira, bli reshit, bli tachlit, v'lo ha'oz, ve'hamizrah, v'hu elin, v'chai go'alin, v'tzor chavli be'et sarah, v'hu nisi umanos li menakosi be'yom ekra, be'ado afkid ruchi, be'et ishan be'a'ira, be'im ruchi geviati Adonai li v'lo ira, Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra Le'ein Nasa B'chesed Kol Azay Melech Shemo Nikra.
It's wishful and hopeful thinking that spring is here. Yes. Let's rise for a closing blessing. Adonai Ozli Amo Yatein Adonai Varechet Amo V'Shalom. May the Lord grant strength into his people. Bless all peoples with peace. Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pori hagafen l'chaim.
We have challah and wine in the back for everyone, and anyone who'd like to help us put some of this away before Catholic Mass tomorrow morning. It's always helpful.
Do we have to put the lilies back? Do they go on the bima?
Probably.
Okay, all right. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'tei avon.
Shabbat Shalom.
Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Thank you. Shabbat, Shalom.